It's no secret that insect populations are hurtling towards extinction. In fact, since the 1970s, it's been estimated that insect populations in the UK have plummeted by around 50%. That's an extinction rate 8 times greater than that of mammals, birds and reptiles. In the UK alone, 23 bee and pollinator moth species have gone extinct since the 1850s. Countryside butterflies have declined by 46% since the 1970s, and there have been steep declines in insectivorous birds such as the spotted flycatcher, grey partridge and the cuckoo since the 1960s. These figures are immensely concerning considering the vital roles that insects play in maintaining functional and healthy ecosystems. They help sustain global food production through pollination. They provide ecological stability to the animals that depend on them for food. They function as all-natural pest control that moderates other insect populations. And they recycle the continuous influx of biological matter that's deposited as living things perish and die. But what is actually driving this plummet in insect populations? Our natural landscape is now dominated by this sprawling green desert of agricultural monoculture, with little to no space and natural resources in between for our native species to thrive. And despite that we all now know about their catastrophic impacts, pesticide use has still been allowed to double over the last 25 years, and now 75% of global honey samples include insecticides. And the declining quality and quantity of established freshwater habitats, which are increasingly impacted by agricultural fertilizers and other pollutants like heavy metals. And finally, climate change is shifting the ranges of many insect species and disrupting their foraging behaviors by forcing them to emerge at times when the resources on which they depend are not available. Now that all sounds terrifying to me, and in some ways irreversible, but that is not the case. Together, we do have the ability to make the necessary changes if we want it enough. It must start with restricting the routine use of pesticides in agriculture, whilst exploring more natural and less harmful alternatives, and limiting unnecessary use by the general public in their gardens. We can begin greening our towns and cities to make them more insect-friendly environments by allowing native wildflowers to populate our road verges, and through planting native plants in the 25 hectares of residential gardens owned in Wales. And considering that 88% of Wales's land is farmland, we can encourage and incentivise farming communities to adopt more ecologically sustainable and wildlife-friendly farming practices that promote biodiversity and healthy soils and reduce greenhouse gas emissions, whilst also supporting the livelihoods of the people who put food on our tables. But most importantly, we as individuals need to pressure local and national governments and our elected representatives there. Let them know that this is the kind of change that we want and expect to see for the sake of the bugs that we rely on in countless hidden ways. Global ecological support systems and human existence as we know it would not function without them. So salute the glamorous ladybird feasting on those pesky aphids, or a bee buzzing busily from flower to flower, and thank them for their devoted service to this planet. I will be. Hi guys, so if you've stuck around till the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you supporting and listening to my message. I've been doing this today on behalf of Wildlife Trust Wales and their Stand for Nature campaign. So when you're done here, head over and support their cause. I've been Rhodri Irranca, or Cephalorod on Instagram. Give me a follow and peace.